Okay, so I'm changing out my blower motor on my Cat 303.5. This really hasn't been too bad. I've only taken off two things. There's a panel that goes right here, and then there's a little case like this that goes over the blower motor right there. That's the only two things I've taken off. But I had to disconnect this. I took it off here first. There's a little clip. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little clip that kind of like goes around the hose. I took it off there first, thinking I had to get this hose out of my way because I had to get to the screws for that case I took off. Anyway, you don't even have to take that one off. And I took that clamp off. You don't have to take either one of those off. Just take this off right here, and then you can just swing that whole thing over here. Because all that wiring, or that wire right there, and all the way down here, that hose, all that'll just swing over. And this has got the same thing, that little half moon clip thing. You just push it off, swing it over. But just be mindful that a little bit of antifreeze will come out of that when you do it. So just have a rag handy when you do that. But anyway, so now I'm at this point, and I'm just going to take out the rest of the screws and get this thing out. There it goes. You know, I better take a picture of this. Can't see that thing that good. Fat. What I'm thinking is, if I can get that off and that off, I'm not sure that one goes around right there. Yeah, so if I can just get those two off, I can just take that case off, and the blower motor will be inside there. But I can't really get a grip on these right here to get them off. Let me get a pair of pliers. Whoops. Voila, that's the secret. Just have to get enough grip on it. Oops, I got a hold of that one. There we go. Okay, now all that I think will just come off with the, I call it a case. I'm not really sure what that is. Move this one out of the way temporarily so I can get that screw out there. Probably have to swap this thing over to the new one. So let's see, that did go right there, right? Yeah. Pop it like that. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. Continue on removing it. I've never done this before, so I'm kind of learning as I go. Okay, I got all the screws. It looks like it. Okay. Let's see if that thing even moves. You know what? I'm going to take all those off. Those pretty much look like they're going. Well, like I said, I got to take a picture of it. Let me clean up the wires a little bit so I can see the color. So you got orange and then red, yellow, and black. go. What is holding you up? There's another screw or something. Put some light on the subject, just in case I'm missing a screw or something. Okay, you know what? I think I gotta take. Let me see here. Okay, that moves without moving any of that. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? I wonder if I gotta loosen that. I don't see nothing else holding on there. I mean, I gotta take this whole thing off the cover? I bet you I do. Okay, so I got that out of the way. So now you can see that screw right there. And then if I can get you down there, but there's a couple down here, but they're like these right here. So I'm gonna take all those off and then see if I can't get that whole case out of there. Okay, I got it out of there. So what we're looking at is the other half of the case that's still attached to the machine. And so here's the other half of it. And the heater core, which is right there, slides in here, and then it all slides in there. I'll show you that. Maybe not exactly step by step, but just before I get it all back together. But anyway, I already cleaned this side. That's where the motor goes. And so now I got to clean this side before I put that back on there. But the next thing I'm going to do is actually install the blower motor. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, so I got that installed. So you just slide it up in there, and there's a little tab here and a little tab there, and it slides into little ears, I guess, little openings that those two things will slide into on the case, on the back side of the case. And then you just put this on there, 2 screws here and 2 screws there, and that actually holds it in place to where it's centered in there. It's not rubbing on anything, as you can see as I spin it. Okay, so let me just show you the old one real quick. So you got this little thing and that little thing on that side, and they just slide into little notches that are built into that case, so it can hold it there while you grab that resistor or whatever it's called, this thing here. You grab that and install it. And once you get that installed, then it's good. Okay, so the next step will be putting this back in there, which will be putting the heater core back in it and then put that back up there. So I'll get it sort of installed to where you can kind of see what's going on. Okay, so I got that case installed right here. It's pretty much just put in there with no screws. But there's the heater core. You know, I just stuck it back in the case and then slid the whole thing in there. And you have to be mindful that there's a little part that goes into this gray thing, which is another part of the ductwork. But anyway, and there's a condenser right here too. I think it's a condenser. Anyway, you can kind of see it. Maybe it's the evaporator. But anyway, there's a little radiator thing right there. You got to just slide over it as you're going in place. But anyway, once you get it there, it just kind of holds itself there. And you can tell because it's kind of like a little seam between this case and the other case. You can tell if it's all lined up all the way around there. And then I got this little rubber piece sticking out because that's what seals that right there. When you put this other cover on there, I'll show you that when I get to it. Okay, but for now, I'm going to screw that back in there and put this hose right there and this hose back on the heater core. Then I'll show you when I get to that point. Okay, got this case all installed, all the screws and everything. Both these hoses back on there. That clamp is tight because I took it off to get off that heater core. And then this clip is in, that clip is in. Real nice quick disconnect feature right there. I like it a lot. But anyway, that's all in there. That's how it goes. Now I just gotta hook these wires up. And when I get to that point, then we'll come back. Okay, I got this hose on. I gotta leave that one off to get the outer case on. Got these wires all hooked up right here. And that was went right back on pretty much. I did take a picture of it just in case I forgot, and I verified that I hooked them up right with the picture, but they pretty much just went, you know, right where they're supposed to, because the wire was just long enough to go right there. And then I put this screw in, that screw right there, and that screw right there, and a tie strap. And now I'm ready to put the next case on. Okay, I just want to show you. You put those 3 screws in down there, then those 3, and the 2 at the top. Then you can put this back in, and you know, to get it out of your way to do the rest of it. But do those before you put this up there. Okay. Okay, now I got that case the rest of the way installed. All the screws are in. This little bracket holds this little device to the bracket so it don't move around. Then you put this little wiring thing, screw it to the case right there. And now you're ready to cover it up. But before I do that, I'm going to actually take this floor mat out and clean all that dirt underneath there, clean all that out real good before I cover it back up. Okay, let me do that. Okay, got that all done, cleaned up around all that at the bottom. Found a drain hole right there, so it's clean. Alright, now I'm ready to put the duct panel back on it. Let me do that. Okay, got this duct work on here, and there is a screw. I'm going to turn you upside down to see if I can show it to you. There's a screw back in there. Hopefully you can see it. I believe that's it right there. Anyway, so there's one there. Put me back upside right. There's one right there, and then, believe it or not, there is one in this vent right here. I can show it to you. Get my light. Okay, so see down in there? Right there is another screw. So you gotta take that vent out. Anyway, that was a little bit of a fun to get back in there. I mean, I had to use a pair of pliers. All kinds of fun stuff. Anyway, I got it though. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, got that back on there. Got the new net. The other one was ripped out. Had a big old ripping area in it, so I put a new one on there. Okay, now I'm ready to put my filter back in and a little flap on that. Okay, got that panel on there and the filter's back on there. Everything's back together. All right, let's see if we can start it up and test it out, see if it works. All right, let's see. Get the key out of my pocket. Messing around in here, moving everything around. Got the wiper on. Okay. Alright, well, that works good. Got it on 4 over here. One, 2, 3. That's nice. Alright, there we go. Everything works, everything back together. Alright, well, I'm going to end this video right here. Thanks for watching. Till the next one.